Hi there. I'm Sarah from The Upcoming. Thanks for taking the time today.
Hey.
Maybe we could begin with a brief introduction to Young Woman in the Sea. For people who don't know anything about the film, what can they expect?
I think Young Woman and the Sea is a movie about fighting for what you believe in. If you do that, you can make a change. And I hope that the movie will inspire you some way, not necessarily to swim the English channel, but to, you know, give you energy somehow, go for a hike or climb that mountain or ask for a promotion. I don't know, like something, walk around the block. At least that's what it gave me.
And it's quite incredible to realize that we don't already know this story. It's one of these incredible true stories that seems to have been lost to history and time. When did you first discover Glenn Stout's book? And what really spoke to you about Trudy's story and made you want to adapt it for the big screen?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I didn't know the story either. And when I actually read Jeff Nathanson's script that was based on Glenn Stout's book, I read that script before. So before I read the book, and I didn't know anything, and I was baffled by it. Like, why? How come I don't know this story? It was such a seismic world event when it happened, and it probably, changed women's sports in many ways, like forever. So that was the first thing I kind of thought that, wow, there's a responsibility here almost to, I want to tell this story to my daughters, to a modern audience, and put Trudy's name back on the map. But it was also like, that was one side of it. It was also a story that have everything that I look for when I make a movie. Obviously it's dramatic, but he had such a big heart, and it was funny, and it's scary. It moved me, it inspired me, and it's a true story. So for me, it just ticked off all the boxes for what I'm looking for.
And of course, Daisy Ridley, absolutely phenomenal in this role, and not something we've really seen her do before. If we think of her sort of shooting, right to the stratosphere via Star Wars and the like. But I know this was almost a passion project of hers too. It took quite a long time for the development and to get it to where it is now, but she really stuck to it. So what was it like working with her?
Well, I mean, we were so lucky to get her, honestly. Obviously, she's a great actor. I love her in the Star Wars films. I think she also radiates some kind of a strength to her, like something I'm imagining that Trudy Ederle had 100 years ago, standing on the shores before embarking on this impossible venture. And I also knew that the role was going to be very physical. I really wanted to film out on the ocean. I wanted to do it as real as we could possibly, and I needed a partner that were able to do that, and had the motivation and was willing to do that, and she was all in. And actually later I learned that she has a fear of the open ocean and that she had to overcome. And so she trained for like months and months open water swimming, and when we were there on the weeks we were out there, she was in that water day in, day out, 15, 16 degrees Celsius, lips blue, and doing amazing work. And I felt so lucky on a daily basis that I had her with me.
And making Bulgaria, which I believe you mainly shot in, look like 1920s New York, England, and creating these beautiful, beautiful scenes as well in the water. What were some of the highlights and challenges of the shoot?
Well, I mean, obviously, every time you go on the water, any endeavor that involves like a lot of people and all, it's always going to be, you can build a bridge and it's going to be challenging, and so the same with movies, and when you put it on the water, it adds to the complexity of it. You have all these boats that floating around, you're exposed to the weather, the currents, the elements, like everything is just pulling you apart and working against you. But then every now and then you get like the shots that just like blows your mind, and you see the beauty of the ocean, and you see this character struggling through the waves, and it's like, oh my God, and we have cameras there to film this, So there's also it's an ordeal, but it's a very rewarding way of filming, compared to shooting on a blue screen which can have definitely its benefits and all of that stuff, but here you get it in camera, and so when you drive home towards land at the end of the day and sun is going down and your face is stiff from sun and salt, and like, you know, you just feel a sense of accomplishment that you don't get anywhere else, I feel. Yeah, so I'm very proud and very happy that we managed to do it.
Thank you so much for sharing that with me. Can't wait for everyone to see Young Woman in the Sea. And I think it's a really beautifully made, inspiring film that really speaks to our time. So thanks a lot.
Thank you very much.